What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of the QSC Play Out Loud DJ discussion. Once again, I am your host, Kristen Wilson, out of Orlando, Florida, with our DJ Rocks, the owner of the Female DJ Multi-App. Guys, today I'm so excited because we have got two very special people, and actually one more who is joining us here in just a few minutes. DJ Jess, she'll be on here. We've got DJ Valentina all the way from her pool. What is up, Valentina?
What's up, everybody? Yes, poolside today.
I love it. I love it. This is the true definition of work-life balance. And you guys, I have a special treat for you. This new face that you are seeing is my very own right-hand DJ Jennie with our DJ Rocks. Jennie, what's up?
Hello. How are you?
I mean, I'm good. I've talked to you 100 times today. So, welcome to the show.
I'm excited to be here.
Oh, goodness. So it's been a hot minute since we've all connected, and I can't wait for Jess to hop on. So talk to me. What's good? What's going on in the last 30 days? What do we have coming up in the next 30 days? Valentina, what you got?
Oh, my gosh, girl. It seems like life is just crazier than ever. One of the things that I said before we opened up since COVID is that once things open up, it's going to be absolutely insane. And sure enough, as soon as it opened up, it's like, I'm sure you girls can relate. Weekends, weekdays, they all seem to mesh together. Events ongoing. So it's a little bit chaotic.
Wild. So you're like in the thick of operations and everything business right now, like events. Let's go.
Exactly. Yeah. And just like you said earlier, we're just trying to figure this balance out. Once again, what we thought we had, like for me, I thought I was just starting to figure out the work-life balance. But once this opened up, it's a whole new level of appreciation and trying to get your work-life balance together.
I agree. Jennie, why don't you introduce yourself to the QSC people of the world? Hello, everyone. Meet Jennie.
So I'm Jennie. I DJ Jennie Smith. I have been with our DJ Rocks for about 5 years. I've known Kristen for forever, probably like 12 years. In the last 30 days, oh my God, it's kind of been a whirlwind because I went on vacation. I saw Usher in concert. It was my 2-year anniversary to my amazing husband, Tim. And now I am back to work like crazy. It is going to be super busy in the next few weeks. And then here comes October.
Wild.
So what's going on with you guys, Kristen, down there? I mean, over here, it's like, I know that you guys, weather-wise, typically this time around, it's like too hot to host events. So is it considered busy even for you guys down there, or what's the deal with you guys?
So in Florida, typically through probably September, it's basically like ratchet hot every day, and it rains guaranteed anywhere at some point between 3 and 7 p.m. We're also entering a hurricane season. So hello, hurricanes. But once we hit the beginning of October, the weather starts to cool down and we have tons of outdoor events, and knock on wood right now, we're holding on strong. We're not getting a super ton of requests for postponements and cancellations. So I'm just going to keep going like this. Right, Jennie?
I'll do it with you. But yeah, Valentina, here it's really hot in the summer. So like, that's why I said I just went on vacation, because in August, Kristen's like, take all the vacation you want.
Yeah.
Yep.
October through April, you ain't getting none.
I mean, it honestly is dead. Like, just to give you a little bit of perspective, like, I don't number of events wise August compared to like an October. It's maybe like we let me give you an example. We do in August, the entire month of August, what we do on like one random Friday in October. That's how slow it is for us.
Wow.
So
huge difference.
Yeah. But I mean, it works because at least, we do have the time to take a vacation or like, go to the Usher concert in Vegas, or like if we weren't at that, we definitely would have been at Atlantic City with you guys for sure. So, yeah, I mean, our wedding season typically runs October through about March every year. We start to slow down April, May, and then it's slow May through September for us.
But I'm surprised, given the circumstances, that it hasn't shifted a little bit. And I'm sure once it gets started, like, you guys are going to be absolutely slammed also.
Yeah, I think and I agree, I think the only thing that really played a factor in that was the fact that it's hurricane season. So even the people who were getting married last year and wanted to postpone, it was like August and September was out of the question for them, because if a hurricane comes, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? So.
I hear you.
Okay, so I want to talk all about the DJ Expo. I want you to tell me all about it. I actually have never been to that, and Jenny's in my inbox being like, should we go? Are we going next year? Like, first of all, she's got FOMO worse than anyone I've ever met in my life. But aside from that, talk to us a little bit about it. How was it? What'd you learn? What's good? Tell me all the things.
Honestly, I'm probably not the person to be asking about the show, because I went for different reasons. So for me, it was all about making sure that anything that was new and exciting, I got to see and bring back to my clients. So I purposely, talk about work-life balance. I purposely missed all of the speeches, anything that had to do with any sort of, like, sitting down and listening to anyone. I purposely made sure that I skipped all of those, because it's a lot. It can be like overwhelming, and when you go into the showroom, there's so much going on, and different musicians, different DJs playing. So for me, I just wanted to just balance things out and not overdo it for myself, because I'm already overstimulated as it is with everything going on. So I skipped all of that, and I went straight to the showroom to see what was hot, what was new, and then also the after parties I was looking forward to, because I need to just kind of like let loose, let my hair down, and just do me. And I have to say, in all honesty, I was really disappointed in the after party, because I just felt like it was more of like this back and forth, show of what you can do, what I can do, instead of just like, for people in our field, I feel like we need to go and experience what we give out. And it wasn't really that. So to be honest with you, I was disappointed, but all in all, it was nice.
I love it. What are some of the things that you saw on the trade show floor, and like, what did that look like? And I asked that question because I feel like the landscape of DJ conferences are going to start to evolve over time. With, I don't know. So I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this, but like, obviously, like, Mobile Beat is no longer Mobile Beat. It's now, part of the Photo Booth Expo, and now I think it's the Entertainment MEX. I can't remember it. But anyways, talk to me about the trade show floor. Like, if for me and for those of us who weren't there, what could we have expected to see? Was it big? Was there lots of lighting, photo booths? Like, what type of products did you see?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, the trade show is something that, for me, again, is something that's exciting, because I want to see what's new, what's hip, and what, I want to stay relevant in the industry. But it was definitely smaller. And to be honest with you, I feel as though, for me, this year, it was welcome that was smaller, because it can be too much. And there are limited number of days for you to take it all in. So, it wasn't this big to do. I feel like, if you're comparing convention DJ expos and DJ conventions, I think the New Jersey Expo definitely needs help, if I'm being completely raw and honest, to step things up, because things are evolving. The industry is evolving, and we're seeing things that are like, for Engage Summit, for example, so it's a whole different ball game. But the DJ Collective is right, as far as DJ conferences go, they're right up there with them. So I feel like when it comes to expos and DJ conventions, they need to be on that level where it's like you're wowed. And I don't feel like I was wowed at all.
Oh my God. Jenny, when's the last time you were wowed at a DJ convention?
Oh my gosh. I mean, man, like with something on the trade show floor.
Well, I don't know. Let's talk about that, because you've been to a few with me. So like talk a little bit about like your experience, and I'm trying to think. I don't think, well, no, I take that back. Okay, so you've gone to them pre-pandemic, and you've also gone to them post-pandemic at Midwest DJs Live.
And I've been to some that, trade show floor, obviously, and then I've been to one that didn't have like a trade show floor, that just had like sponsors. So I would say, I mean, I like personally going onto the trade show floor and like playing with things. Like I want to touch it. I want to
Yes, yes,
on
yes.
it. I want to wear the headphones. That's personally, I like that. And not every show has that. And then I think one thing that I really like, I know Valentina said you skipped out on the speakers. That's like my favorite part of the trade show. That's my favorite part. So I love the speakers. And then I also really like when they have classroom style and they break it down to like maybe 20 or 30 people in a room and teach you something like a MC class or whatever. But I don't know, every trade show is different.
Yeah. And I mean, for me, it just so happens to be that I'm going to attend a couple more. And my reason for skipping is simply because for me, I'm ever evolving. I want to continue to learn. And I feel like anyone you listen to is going to give you something to take home and something to help you evolve also in your craft. So it's not that I was necessarily against the speakers. It's just more that because I know that I have a couple more coming up, and also because I'm overwhelmed, I just want to go there and purchase and enjoy myself and come back not feeling like I'm completely overwhelmed, because that defeats the purpose of my reason for going there, But I totally get it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you want to be intentional with what you're going to. Like Kristen and I are talking about, okay, we need to come up with a strategy for 2022 and which ones are we going to go to? And like, I'm going to have my favorites, I'm going to have her favorites. But, I think just going into them and thinking, okay, this is purposefully why I want to go to this thing or this class or this whatever.
Yeah. Absolutely, because you're giving so much of yourself. Sorry to cut you off, Kristen. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I feel like, when we sit down and we look at, where do we want to get inspiration from to continue moving forward? And you look at a DJ convention, it's okay, am I going for education? Am I going for networking? Am I going for products? Like what do I need to gain at that moment in time? And then looking and seeing, okay, what is it that there is to offer? Like this year was my first year going to the Midwest DJs Live convention, and there wasn't a trade show floor. They had all of the vendors inside the room, so it was a little bit more intimate. Whereas like, I've gone to the big ones like a Mobile Beat, and like I even think Marquee was kind of like on the edge of, it is a little bit intimate, but there were plenty of vendors. And then I've gone to more intimate groups where it's like you literally get product demonstration in your face, and it was like amazing. Like I just got back from the Think Tank trip this summer, and got all the product demos. So that's always super great to be able to learn those and experience them in person. So it's just figuring out kind of what do we have on the horizon and how do we make a decision on where we want to go, And plus, like, I have FOMO, so I want to see my DJ friends every time, all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about like this new season of life. We've got a new season of business. Obviously, we've had a few opportunities to like network in person, attend live events. And as soon as Jess gets on here, I'm gonna have to re-ask all these questions again. Because I really want to know, out of the conventions that you've attended and the new people that you have met, what's the one person that if you could have a cup of coffee with anyone in this industry, who would it be? And why do you want to pick their brain? Let me see. Jennie, why don't you go first?
Oh my God, if you would have asked me this question a week ago, it would probably be a little different. But I would say Ragoza.
Yes.
Ragoza.
Okay, what would you ask him?
I mean, I like when you say pick their brain, like, I mean, can you imagine his brain and like what goes on in there when he's DJing? Like I watch and I'm watching him scratch and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, how do I learn that? And like, can we go to coffee?
Are you talking about like the course in the DJ's vault right now?
Yeah. So so hashtag crate hackers. I'm doing the crate hackers scratch course right now, and I'm just like, wow, it's kind of cool because you do get like the classroom style with Ragosa, but yeah, if I could have like a one-on-one with him, that would be amazing.
So talk a little bit about that. How many sessions, like what is this thing even like for those who have no idea what the heck you're talking about? And Jess, hello, welcome.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Jenny is talking about that crate hackers thing. Did you hear that, Jess? So I'll let Jenny finish, and then I have so many questions for you. We have to catch up.
Awesome. Okay, so I think Jess is a crate hacker too, right? Are you doing the Ragosa course?
No.
Okay.
My plate is full.
So I'm doing it. It's actually, today's the last day. So it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it was just 3 days of like, kind of like Zoom style, everyone is learning from him. They do like, they show his hands, how to scratch. He's giving us like scratch tools, that kind of stuff. And then we can go and do the homework on our own. And then, next day you learn a little bit more, you go do the homework on your own. So, obviously you're not going to be, like they said in the beginning, like you're not going to be like a champion in the next 3 days, but it's just to, broaden your horizons, be able to have something else in your, in your back pocket that and you learned. And, some people are going to learn it and then that's it. And other people are going to really, get into it and study and practice, because obviously practicing is the only way you're going to get good at scratching.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so the question was, and I'm going to pass it over to Valentina next, is if you could have coffee with one person in the industry and pick their brain, who would you choose and why?
I love this question. And honestly, the question, or the answer rather, is you, my dear Kristen. It's you. 100.
Please.
100.
Are you kidding me?
Not kidding at all.
I'll send you.
I mean,
No, just
what is it? Yeah, no, for real. So for me, it's more than just the craft and who you are. It's for me, it's how you trigger me. And Kristen, how we follow each other and how we go back and forth. But you and I haven't actually gotten to spend time together. And for me, it goes beyond what you do, how you do it. It's more about how I tick with you and how you resonate with me. And I haven't met anyone that I can honestly say has touched me in a way that I'm like wowed and blown away, or oh my God, I'd love to sit down with this person and go back and forth. It hasn't been the case. So for you, I just have such an affection for you that you're my person. So that's my answer.
Oh my God, I'm going to go on Southwest right now and book a flight and let's do this IRL.
Let's do it.
I'm going to put it on my list. All right, Jess, I got to rewind. Welcome. I was like, please get here. We miss you. Join us. All right, I'm going to let you unmute yourself first and foremost. Welcome to the show. So talk to us. The world's coming back. It's been a hot minute. What's been going on the last 30 days? What do you got coming up in the next 30?
Yeah, last 30 days. July, I only had one gig, so that was cool. I took that month off. I think I spoke about that. And then I had the female DJs retreat, which we tried to connect, but you had a storm going down in Florida and it was just kind of all over the place. And then after that, I was focused on the expo because I presented for the first time. So that's where all of my time was going into that. And then after the expo, right back to weddings. So it's just a whole lot of nuptials happening in my world right now.
I love that. How was talk to us about DJ Expo in Atlantic City. Valentina touched a little bit on trade show floor. Talk to us about the other piece of that, which is the education. And then I want to know all about how your presentation went.
Oh, my
yeah,
presentation.
I'm dying to hear your side of it, Jess. I'm dying to hear your thoughts on how it went down.
Yeah, Valentina and I got to catch up a little bit on the expo floor. We had plans to hang out, but it's just things happen. You know what I mean? Expos and conventions, they're so busy. And with me speaking, I had all of this time blocked off beforehand where I was getting my makeup done, my hair done. I was meditating. I just didn't want to let in any external energy because I wanted to focus on myself. Mm-hmm. But the seminars, I was able to get to about 5 of them. And a lot of marketing topics, which was also what mine was about too. Not so much demonstration, of skills or anything like you might see at some other conventions, but each one that I went to, I took away at least 3 things that I wanted to put into action. It was just busy, man. I mean, the Hard Rock is gorgeous, and I love that we had it at a music-themed casino because, DJs. So that was cool. It was kind of big, or I should say spread out with how things were. You had your 2 main ballrooms right there in the beginning, and then you go around the corner, and there were 3 more smaller rooms where breakout sessions were happening. And then the expo floor, I don't know if you touched on this, was down the escalator and around the corner. So it was a lot of walking, but it was nice walking because it was pretty. So that
How was it compared to, because I know you've been to the Mobile Beat before, and I feel like that one's like a giant one. And have you been to a marquee show yet?
No marquee, just Midwest.
Okay. So Midwest. So how would you describe Atlantic City differs from like a Midwest or, like a big kind of Mobile Beat type show?
Sure. I was actually talking about this with my husband. So Mobile Beat, it's like they have their own wing of the casino, at least when it was at the Tropicana. It's like everything is in this general area, and you have this middle room where you hang out. And then, where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. So this one, the expo was more like club DJs, I think, DJs from the area that came through just to buy equipment, it seemed. Not everybody was going to seminars.
Okay.
Where I think that, at least from my experience, Mobile Beat, which is now what the Mobile Entertainment Expo, I think is its title now, right?
Yes. Actually, yes, you're right. Because I lost my train of thought on what that actually was named. Yes.
Yeah, I always forget. I want to call it MEX because that's the acronym they came up with. But it seems like people went to that for the education and the networking and not just the expo floor. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see a lot of like little group networking sessions happening as much as I did at Mobile Beat.
How did you feel about the after parties?
After parties, from what I remember, Valentina and I hung out and danced a little bit. I was on auto Jess at that time, but I'm here. I didn't go to all of them. I only went to one. I know that there were some names that were advertised to be there that I was really excited about, and then they weren't there. So that was kind of interesting. I mean, I have a lot of respect for the people that put the expo together, but I was curious as to why some featured DJs weren't actually ever going to be there. How did you feel about them, Valentina?
I think I voiced this to you at the time of what was going on. I just feel like, for us as DJs, we give so much energy out to everybody else. So when it comes to something like that, the last thing I really want to do is to sit there and watch another, couple of DJs going back and forth. I just want to let my hair down. I want to take in all of that energy. I want to dance and have the time of my life, because after all, you've seen this happening on the floor. So when all is said and done, it's time to party. That's why it's called an after party. And so that's how I feel about that. And I'll end it there.
We had fun dancing, but it was still the classic DJ Expo after party where all the DJs are standing around watching, and then there's like maybe 4 of us on the floor breaking it down. I know that was Tuesday night. I think Wednesday night was a little bit more hype. They had some interactive type stuff, but I was there with my family, so I didn't really get to go too hard.
Jenny, what are you laughing at?
It's just funny because she said, like, all the guys are just standing in the half circle, like, I mean, not the girls.
Not the girls. And I'm over here, like, my face is making this, like, my face is doing this thing where I'm like, I know it's like cute for us to like show off with like a new technique. I definitely think there's value in that, and there's a time and a place. But at the end of the day, like, give me a vodka soda and I'm ready to let my hair down and shake my ass. Can I say that live on QSC? Like, WTF. Boys, I love you. But at a certain point, once we get past like looking at the techniques and seeing you show off, and like, stop touching your buttons and let's get loose.
Exactly. 100%, Kristen. There's a time and there's a place. And I understand that some of these guys did not get the opportunity to do it earlier on, but figure it out. Sometime earlier in the day, figure out a place for it, because after, we just don't want to stand around. And granted, like for me, I wasn't having it. I danced no matter what. no matter what. I mean, yes, I was just here, there, and everywhere. No one else was dancing, but I was doing my own thing and jump roping, whatever the case may be, because it was an important thing for me. And a lot of the people wanted to, but I think they felt funny because they felt like they had to sit there and watch some sort of, concert going on. And it was far from that. But thank you.
Yeah. Agree.
I feel like I can say that without getting in trouble because I was not at that show. I have no idea who was performing. So, like, don't at me, people. Maybe what we should do is we should have 2 different sessions. We should have like the after party, which like, let's redefine that for you people. But then like prior to that, can we have like maybe like a showdown, like a DJ hoedown showdown or something?
Agreed. I think if it's broken down, people know what to expect. So if that's the vibe you're looking for, you go in this room. But if you're looking to just do something completely different and just not hear and see any of that, you go in this room. I think maybe there's just a lack of communication, perhaps. And great idea, Kristen. 2 different rooms.
Maybe
but what I
keep it separate. Like you have your showdown and you have your after party, and that's it.
I agree, 100%.
You know what though? I will say though, and I know Valentina and Jenny, you 2 weren't there last year, but at the DJ Collective, when the night that like, what was the guy that was doing this?
Oh, that's who I'd have coffee with, Buck Rogers. Yes.
Wait, he's the finger drummer?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So, finger drummer, right? And I'm like, I don't even know what's happening I don't even know what's happening in my eyeballs right now. So I'm like mesmerized and like, that's fine. Like, let's go from him to like, who was next?
Like probably Digital Dave. Or
no, there was one more before.
Scooter.
Angelo.
Yeah.
Okay. So like Scooter, like Buck, Rogers and Angelo, and then just give it over to Dave and let's rage.
Mm-hmm. They did a nice job of balancing the skill and the show off and the booty shaking.
Because what I definitely will say is I always want to learn something when I watch someone else DJ, whether that's a technique, whether that's programming, whether that's, I don't know, skill, something. Like teach me something, but then let's party.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Agreed.
I love that.
Exactly. Because there's only so much that you can handle. There's only so much your brain can take in. And after that, it's like, okay, let it go. And let's just let everything go and enjoy the night.
For sure.
I love it. Okay, so hold on. Did everybody answer that question? Oh, yes. Buck Rogers. Mm-hmm. Valentina said me. We'll get that on the calendar. And Jenny was like, Ragoza. Okay. I didn't answer that question. I have no idea what my answer to that question is. So I'm going to pass.
Oh, come on. What's the first one you think of?
Absolutely not, Kristen.
I know.
Absolutely not. We need to hear this.
Okay, let me think about it.
Okay.
Let me think about it. Because now I'm not even going to have time to think because I'm in the moment and having conversations with you guys. So I need another minute.
By the end, you will drop it, okay?
Yeah. Okay, I'll figure it out. Okay. All right, got it. Okay, so let's talk about the state of the industry. So people are having events. They are planning events. They are hiring entertainment. I want to ask you guys what you're seeing right now. And maybe let's even start off with Jess. Like I noticed that you posted in the DJ Collective lifestyle group about some of the experiences you're having. And all of us are from different parts of the world and we're all, we kind of have like all these different points of view. So like, let's dig in, talk to me. Like Jess, where are you at? What's going on in the climate of people booking right now? And how is that different from pre-pandemic times?
I think the major thing is, I did give myself a raise after the pandemic because I did a lot of work on my business and I needed a raise.
Jenny, can you talk to my boss about getting me one of those?
Yes. I want it.
I got a raise, y'all. So I moved into a new bracket and, I knew that was going to be challenging, but I had a plan of attack for that. And I noticed, though, a lot of couples are being extra money conscious in my area. I used to book, this is whenever, I was charging a little bit less. It wasn't a huge pay increase, but it was enough to put me in that next bracket. But I've noticed I used to book at least 50% of the leads I would get. That's kind of gone down to 25%.
Oh yeah.
It just seems that even if I have this incredible connection with couples, we vibe on music, we would hang out together. We have the same, kind of interests and hobbies. It doesn't matter if they're on a budget, they're sticking to it. And that may be because the workforce got rocked so hard with everything that, you know, that it's happening. I don't know if it's that I need to focus more on where my couples are hanging out versus another place, but I've just seen a lot of, you know, more budget friendly options happening. And then also I haven't had any talk of cancellations or postponements for the rest of the season. Yeah, nothing here. I know that Stephanie, DJ Stardust in Connecticut, has been facing a lot of that. She's really struggling right now. But I did get my first email that was like, we're just nervous about the virus, you know, and what's happening with the new strand. And that was the first time that a couple had spoken about the virus, was just yesterday when I got that email. So it's just
interesting.
Yeah.
Jennie, do you want to talk about what's going on with us?
I would say not so much that like they need to stick to a budget, but I think it's more like, okay, this is what I want to spend, and like, what am I getting for that price? And like, I'll spend a little more, but like, they're really worried about the quality. Like they want to make sure that their, let's throw a number out there, $2,000 is getting them more than this $2,000. Could be two different companies at the same thing, but they're looking for like, I want to see the DJ's Instagram. I want to see like, you know, their mixes, and I want to hear them MC before I book. And I'm like, that never happened before. That never ever happened before. Now it's like, it's just they're looking for what they're getting for the amount they're spending.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever created so many sales tools and content in my life for Jennie.
Yep.
Valentina, what about for you?
For me, I feel like it's the total opposite for some reason. I'm not sure if it's because I'm a sole proprietor, I'm just me, or what the case is. But for us over here, it's really just kind of insane. And like, dates are extremely limited. So I raise my prices up for a couple of reasons. One, because I know that, you know, eventually there are only so many DJs that are going to be available. And then two, I also have to balance things out between my children and my health, making sure that I'm not overdoing it, because as you girls know, it's energy that you're putting out at every single event. So I actually went up in pricing, and not only am I having zero issues with booking the clients that are booking, but I'm overwhelmed with the amount of leads that are coming in, and I'm sending those out to everyone else. So I think it's just the opposite.
Nice. Good for you, girl.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I'll say, because I definitely am a numbers person and I analyze everything, is just 100%. Like, I mean, we used to get to the point where if we would get on the phone with someone, 50 to 70% of the time they were booking with us. And ever since COVID hit, those numbers have dropped. And I think that's just because of, you know, what the economy is and consumer confidence right now. I think that we're also experiencing a little bit of what Valentina is experiencing, where we can't handle the amount of leads that are coming in. We all have increased our prices. And so we're kind of like a mix of like, we're seeing all of those things happen at the same time. So it's really kind of a balancing act of, you know, what conversations do we need to have? What content do we need to be putting out there as entertainers to make sure that, you know, you're giving people enough information online to make an educated decision before they get to us, right? Because at the end of the day,
Exactly.
I don't want to have to convince someone that I'm the right fit for them. I'd rather them do their research and like my vibe and get to me, and then like, oh my God, I'm obsessed. You know what I mean? Like I told you,
and
like,
this is why I love you. This is why I love you.
Yeah, I told Jennie, I don't say it's a bad thing or not, but like I really have enjoyed like doing things like spending my time with you guys, and like, you know, I'm working on, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it, but stay tuned on Instagram in the next 30 days. I'll be launching it. So I'm working on that project. And so I told Jennie, I'm like, at this point as a performer, sell me, get these people to the point where they're like, oh my God, I can't wait to talk to Kristen. So that all I have to do is get on the phone with them and just confirm that they already love me. Boom. Let's rage.
Exactly. And that's really like, when it comes to like our industry, one of the biggest things is like making sure that like by the time they get to you, they've seen enough of you to understand whether or not this will jive. So like, I feel like Instagram, for instance, you know, Facebook as well, but Instagram for me is such a big part of my business. But like, I post not only the business aspect, but also my bits and pieces into my personal life. So you get a greater understanding of who I am as a person to see whether or not you can jive with me, not only from a business standpoint, but also from a personal standpoint. And that does the selling for you, really. At the end of the day, by the time they get to you, they've seen your work, and if they've seen your price, even if they weren't prepared to pay that rate, by the time they've gone through all of your information and seen what you are, who you are, what you're made of, they're willing to at that point, and they're okay with it. And by the time you get on through that phone call, everything is groovy and gravy, and they're ready to go.
That's exactly what I spoke about, Valentina. I know that you include your personal life, and I love that. Not enough DJs do that. It's just all pictures of dancing and setups, and dancing on clouds. When you focus on incorporating, your morning routine or you're being a mom, that's what serves and connects over sales, and that's the best way to close a deal, for sure.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, there has to be a balance there too, because number one, and I'm going from my, the way I understand things. For example, for me, if I see business in your stories all the time, I am so bored, I clock out immediately. So, but there also has to be an understanding of what do I post in my feed versus my stories. So there are so many things that I would post in my stories that I would never dare to post in my feed. So even though there has to be somewhat of a balance in your stories between business and personal, there has to be an understanding of what you're posting as well.
Mm-hmm. Preach, girl.
I agree with that. Jennie, why don't you speak a little bit about that? Because our DJ Rocks is just a smidge different in that we represent a multitude of talent, right? So we have the RDJ Rocks page, which is there. I mean, we put our faces on it when we do wedding shows and things like that, but it's not like RDJ Rocks has children and dogs. Well, I guess Jennie's a new dog mom, so we all could be posting our dog pictures. Casey, if you're listening, can you write that down and remind me to tell Stasia to do that in her 30, 60, 90?
Exactly. That could be one of your passion pillars that help to drive those, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, meet all the dogs of the Rocks team. Oh my God, that's a great idea.
Oh, everyone wants to meet Mr. Worldwide.
Oh my God. Okay, Jennie, how about you? Okay. First of all, I'm so excited. We're going to totally derail this conversation. I'd like to formally announce that Jennie is a brand new dog mom for the first time in her life.
Oh, no. Come here. Congratulations.
Jennie, tell us about your dog.
Come here. His name is Coda Worldwide. It's him. Let's see if he'll come up. Come here, boy. No, and he's 55 pounds, so he's not coming up.
Your dog is
American Bully, and I love him. I'll post a picture later.
So literally, guys, his name is Mr. 305.
Yeah. The kids wanted to name him Mr. Worldwide, and Tim was like, no, that's not happening. I'm like, come on, it has to be a musical name. So we named him Coda because, that's still a musical name.
It is. I like it.
And now he's right here, and you're going to hear him snoring, so.
Pitbull is one of my all-time favorite artists, so I'm loving that name.
Yay.
I love it. But yeah, we were trying to figure out, because Jennie at one point didn't want to have and really, it's a lot to manage a social media page. So we went back and forth and Jennie's like, I don't really want to deal with it. All my stuff is on the RDJ Rocks page. And then at one point we were just like, you know what? Let's throw spaghetti at the wall, as my friend Shannon Tarrant says, and see if this is even a thing. So we created a DJ Jennie Rocks page for her. And her couples and her clients are loving it.
Yeah, of course. They love it. Like Kristen said,
first of all, you have a thing for... Go ahead. I was just going to say, Jennie, Kristen has a thing for pasta, spaghetti, zucchini, anything of that sort. She uses food as analogies, and I'm loving it because I'm right back there with you. But go ahead, Jennie.
Yes. So yeah, I was, I had my personal page, and Kristen's like, no one wants to see pictures of your plants and your dogs and your kids all the time, so let's do the DJ Jennie Rocks page. And yeah, my clients are loving it. The vendors are tagging me like crazy, where before they only tagged our DJ Rocks, so now they're tagging our DJ Rocks, they're tagging DJ Jennie. Remember when I said earlier about sales and how they're wanting to see the DJ's individual Instagrams? It's not just you're booking our DJ Rocks, now they want to see DJ Jennie, DJ Kristen. So it's helping us. I think, I love it. So
You can still post plants and dogs on your stories.
On the stories.
Right?
Yep.
Jess, what do you think about that? Chime in,
I have
Jess.
different views. Well, this is what I spoke about. It was the Jk5 Method, which was developed by Jenna Kutchner, who has the Gold Diggers podcast. And she did extensive research on this method that she created. Basically, it's 4 passion pillars and only 1 business pillar. And she found that when she followed that protocol with her posting Monday through Friday, rotating through each, that her sales increased because people trusted her more. It doesn't just focus on, here, look at my product, look at my product. It's like, this is me, this is who I am, this is who you're buying from. Yeah. You can trust me. So it focused on service and connection, like I said, opposed to sales. And also it transcends in the clients who might not need you yet. Whenever you're just posting pictures of dancing and such, you're speaking loudly to those that are looking for a DJ. But whenever you build a connection through maybe a passion that you have, those people are going to, when they get engaged, they're going to say, oh my gosh, I remember this girl. She's always posting pictures of her beautiful plants or how she's traveling. So I'm going to reach out to her, but that seems to be a lot, right? It does. It's like, where is the definitive line between the person and the business? Right. But that's why you only choose 4 parts of yourself to focus on. There's so much that makes you you, but when you only intentionally share about 4, it's only a little bit. I still felt like that was a lot. So what I did was I made it kind of a DJ Jk5 method where I rotate. So I do have my 4 passion pillars, which are travel, nature and energy, humor and motivation, which is another one which I like to do with my posts, and then that I'm a mom. So I will do 1 week personal travel. The next week I'll do business travel. Then I'll do personal, then business. The same for nature. If I work a ceremony outside, it'll be business nature. Then the next week it'll be personal nature. So it invites them into my life, but it also takes the passions and intertwines it with your business. And I've seen that this is really attracting my ideal clients. So it hits on that level too. So then the clients that I'm working with, we vibe on so many levels. And it's been phenomenal. I've just really seen a change of, I said my sales were difficult, but it's at least bringing me to the right clients opposed to the clients that I didn't feel a deep connection with. I was just working the motions, and I'm not about that life,
100%. You attract what you put out. At the end of the day, there's no doubt about it. You put out and you get back. So I feel like that specific strategy is awesome. And I completely understand it. And I thoroughly believe in it. It's too methodical for me because I'm not so routine. I have to be more like,
girl. Yeah.
I have to be I have to feel it. I have to want it. It has to come natural and organic. But I completely understand, and I feel as though it's really just a balance. Yeah,
you're so right, because yesterday was I forget what day. I was like, oh no, but this is a travel day, but I didn't feel like posting that, so I just derailed. I was like, screw it, man. I'll just post whatever. But the other thing too is you don't always have to focus. Like, one of my words is energy, right? So I'll show a picture of dancing because dancing is energy. And then I'll make the caption be a quote about energy. So it's interchangeable with the captions and the pictures too. It's a whole thing, girl. It's a whole thing. I could go on and on about this, but I don't want to derail too much. Plus I might be talking about it less, so.
Does our DJ Rocks have a specific, way of handling social media?
That's a really great question. We will soon. We have, and then we stopped, and then we have, and then we stopped. And I think, let me kind of tie this back in and answer your question very directly, and then I'll kind of get like crazy with it. So, for example, you say right now that you are a little bit overwhelmed by inquiries. You can't handle them all. Same with us. So like, if anyone has looked at the RDJ Rocks Instagram in the last like 3 months, I haven't really been posting anything except organic reels and stories because we cannot handle the amount of leads that are coming in. We can barely handle the DMs that are like, oh my God, I'm thinking about booking you. I'm like, great. Can you go to this website and Casey or Jenny will reply back to you? Like it's 10 o'clock at night. I can't even open the calendar right now. So I think that there's a little bit of power in knowing when to kind of take your foot off the gas a little bit and kind of let it coast, and then when to push it back on. One of my goals would be, and I really want to empower the rest of the girls that are a part of this group, is to really kind of evolve our Instagram to be, who we are at the core. So like, I don't think that there's ever been a time where it's been more important to kind of look at the year as a whole and say, what are the things that matter to us as individuals and as a company, and how do we celebrate that online? So like, we just had Pride Month, and one of our girls, Anastasia, was like, "Are you going to make a post?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, it's Pride Month is almost over. I have one day left. Oh my God." I don't want to feel like that. I want to be able to look ahead and be like, these are the things that we believe in. This is what we want to celebrate. How do we share that with our community, with our tribe, with our local community, with our team? I just can't handle all of it. And so that would be one of our goals, is to make sure that like we're incorporating more of our philanthropy and, kind of our heart and soul into that. And that's really the only goal I have right now.
When you're ready, dude, holler at me. I'll let you know what I unveiled. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here to help you guys if you want it, Kristen.
Yeah. I mean, Jennie, do you have any different thoughts of our Instagram?
No, everything you said. Yes.
First of all, Jennie, before you go, Jennie, I just want to say that I absolutely love that, to be in that position and to be able to incorporate what you feel and what you believe and what is important to you, like right there. Go ahead, Jennie.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Same. I mean, I think that, our DJ Rocks as a whole, like Kristen said, it's hard for Kristen. She's the CEO. She's busy, also like work life, home life. And then, to be on Instagram all day long is really hard, so she, we post the stuff like she said that happens organically, our weddings, when we're at our weddings, we're posting all the time. But, intentional posting, we'll get there.
Not right now. There was a time where I did have a schedule, and like every Thursday morning I'd sit down and I'd like pour my feelings out into a post. And I mean, that was great. And I love that for me. And that was great for that moment in time. But I think that at the end of the day, regardless of what method anyone wants to do with their social media channels, I think the one question people should really ask themselves is, what do they want the goal to be? And at the end of the day, if as a business owner, I'm looking at, because obviously I look at multiple Instagrams, but like my business Instagram, I want it to be able to exude who we are so that someone can decide, do you want to be a part of this tribe? And number two, obviously it needs to make money for someone to be like, let me slide in your DMs. I think for my Meet Kristen Instagram, I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. So when I figure that out, I'll let you know. But I just want to share joy, my life mantra of love, lead, excel. I want to post things that inspire the people who are across the screen from me. I want to post, my fun DJ stuff. I want to connect with my brides. Like Jennie called me the other day and she's like, oh my God, Kristen, I just met this bride and you have to DJ her wedding. And we just loved each other based on our Instagrams. And now we're like texting each other and like, we're going to be besties. So yeah, I don't know. Human connection, boo.
There you go.
Exactly. All organic. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. So what else do we got, guys? We're going to start wrapping up the show here in just a little bit. Is there anything else that, we want to add with regards to like DJ conventions, state of the industry? We talked about sales, social media, any other nuggets that we want to share with our viewers today? Other than go lay out at the pool. It's pool time.
I want to go outside right now. I'm so jealous.
I guess if I had one thing that I would love to share is state of mind. Your state of mind is so important, and the way that you look at life, the way that you look at business, the way that you look at others, that that has a big impact in how your life unfolds also. So perhaps if I can just throw it out there, maybe it resonates with someone, the fact that everything you do has a way of finding its way back to you. And whether you want to look at it from a business standpoint or a personal standpoint, whether it's good or bad, it's all going to find its way back to you. So what is it that you want to achieve out of not only your personal life, but the business aspect of things as well? Mm-hmm. Hope that makes sense. I know it resonates with you, Kristen and Jess, because you girls get it, but hopefully this resonates with anyone else watching.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I love it. I'm hoping that what I'm about to put out into the world is a really cute reel of me rollerblading, because I have rollerblades coming. So now I'm going to bike ride and rollerblade.
Yay! Incredible. I can't wait to see you.
Girl, I really want to be like that. All those TikToks where those with the cranberry juice and like on the maybe I could create that. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really sure. Anyways, you guys, thank you for joining us on another episode of the QSC Play Out Loud DJ discussion. I absolutely adore you ladies. Once again, if you guys want to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram at Meet Kristen or our company at our DJ Rocks. I'm going to pass it down to Jess. Then we'll go Valentina and Jennie so they can tell you where you can connect with them if you guys want to continue the conversation.
Yeah, thank you so much for everybody watching. To DJ Run That, and I see Ernie was up in here too. Chris, hi, all of you. Thank you so much for commenting. We do read them. Even if we don't talk about them, we read them. You can find me on Insta with my Jk5 Method feed at DJ Jess 412, the area code in Pittsburgh, because there's a lot of Jesses with DJ. Pass it over.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Jess. Thank you guys for tuning in. And like Jess said, we do definitely read them. Sometimes we read them after the fact because we definitely look back at this video. So thank you guys for tuning in. DJ Valentina, you can find me on Instagram, DJ_Valentina. Hope you guys like the vibe and follow along if you resonate.
Yay, and I'm DJ Jennie. Thanks for having me on for the first time. Yay! You can find me on Instagram at DJ Jennie Rocks, obviously on rdjrocks.com as well, and that's it.
I love it. Guys, if you want to check in on everything QSC, make sure that you like, subscribe, all the things to make sure you're getting the notifications. We are going to continue doing these DJ discussions. We always do live entertainment and all the things. So tune in and we'll see you real soon. Thanks,